this time.
Grace and peace, brothers and sisters. I hope everyone is doing well. As we all know, there is a time for everything under the heavens. There is a time to believe, a time to poet, a time to speak, a time to learn, a time to wonder, and a time to live. And today is a time to poet. It is also a time to learn. So I will be sharing with you all five amazing books that I have here that are all written in verse. These are poetry books that I would love to explore. I haven't finished any of these books. Some of these books I haven't even started, but yeah, I want to share them with you all because as a poet myself, I do really enjoy reading the genre of poetry and just diving into the mind of another person. This is one of my favorite genres, for sure one of my favorite genres. This, and I like contemporary fiction a lot. I like contemporary fiction, I like historical fiction, I like a lot. So y'all, it is December. It is now December. It is cold. It is 19 degrees outside. As you can see, I got my reindeer ear, it's like bobby pinned in, but like ear decorations, ear accessories. That's the word, accessories. My ear accessories on to match my puff to get into the seasonal mood. Today we are going to go ahead and get started with number one, I'll Fly Away by Rudy Francisco. Now if you haven't already, I suggest you guys watch my other video called 5 poetry books I want to share with y'all or something like that. Watch that video. I'll put it up in the card somewhere around here so you guys can look at it. I think this is the second book. I'm not sure. I read the other one, Helium, and that was in the other video, but I'm just gonna go and say that this is the second one. If not, then this one came out first. Called I Fly Away. And I have started this and I absolutely love it. This is like expressing a lot of dictionary words. I don't know if that makes sense, but like he includes a lot of. So this word here is called nolexi. It is a noun that means a word or phrase that does not exist or has no direct translation in a particular language. So he goes on to say in his book that the words that you see represented in the book do not currently exist in the English language, but they should. I'll leave a list of my favorite words in the description. Words. And he also includes the definition of the words and like how to use them in verse, which I really like. So it says, I'll Fly Away uses Francisco's invented lexicon as the palette to paint an intimate portrait of Black life in America, one that praises joy and grace without shying away from the hard truths confronting all of us today. Amazing. English is the shiniest hammer I own, but it's also the only thing in my toolbox. It's the shiniest hammer I own. That's I love it. When you think about, let me tell you what that made me think about. It made me think about how in America English is pushed as the best language, dare I say supreme language, when it is not. Like, I don't believe that there is a supreme language, implying that there is a lesser language, basically that all other languages are inferior, because having that mindset in a place like America, like he is talking about here, it's kind of an oxymoron, honestly, if you think about it, because we are supposed to be the land of immigrants. Immigrants shouldn't have to come here and just completely lose their other language or completely forget their cultural identity just to assimilate into this culture. For years before this current administration, oh yeah, this is mismatched, don't even think about that, but before this current administration, English was never the official language of the US, and there was a reason for that. It was kind of hard to impose an official language on a country that has so many people and so many countries living inside it, and a country that supposedly stands for equality, a country that supposedly celebrates diversity. We're seeing, I won't say we're seeing now because I have always seen this. I have always seen this. Okay, but a lot of people are realizing now that that's not the case, that that's not what it stands for. I have always known that, but I am glad to see a lot of people waking up and acknowledging that.
Y'all, I'm just very passionate about this subject here, but I'm thinking about making this subject its own video entirely, so stay tuned for that, about why I don't believe that the US should have an official language, or if it's going to declare official languages, they should declare multiple, like India, like South Africa, like Bolivia, who has the most official languages declared, and about how declaring English as the official language can violate due process rights and also individual liberties. So if you want to see more of that, please stay tuned for a different video.
I hope that makes sense. I hope that made sense, but I'm about 40 pages in. Honestly, because I don't remember much, I will probably go back and reread it again. Show you guys some of these pages. Yeah, this is like a pretty short read, so I can't wait to finish this book. Number 2 on the list is A Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson, and I got this from a school actually. They were giving away some books and I picked this up, and I honestly love the color, period. Me, a brown girl dreaming. And I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. I love the rugged edges of the pages. I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. 7 new original poems by the author. In the back says award-winning author Jacqueline Woodson shares her childhood growing up as an African American in the 1960s and in the 1970s. So I would say this may be, is this like a memoir piece, or is this like historical fiction? Shares her childhood, so we're just talking about her. So this is personalized. So maybe not, maybe it's not fiction at all. Maybe it's historical nonfiction. I'm not sure. But I can't wait to dive into this book. I'll show you guys some of the pages. I really want to read this book because I believe she is also from the South. I don't want to say she's from the South if she's not, but yeah, I would really love to hear what she has to say about being a black woman during that time, growing up during that time. Yeah, it says something about South Carolina, so I believe she is from the South. So I definitely relate to this, being a black woman from the South, having grown up here, born and raised, things like that.
What it was like. Yeah, so this
Okay, it's not time to read it now. I'm gonna have to read it later. Okay, number 2 is Tazalam. I think it's Tazalam. I really want to get it right, Taz. I'm so sorry. But when I watch her videos on YouTube, click for Taz. I don't think I've ever heard you say your last name. But maybe I need to go back and watch your... She has a TED Talk. She has a TED Talk. She probably says it there.
So I did not hear it while she was performing for her TED Talk. However, I did find it on the audio version of her book, and it is pronounced Tazalam.
But it's fine. It's fine. It's not. I have been rocking with her long before she hit 1 million, period. Long before she hit 1 million on YouTube. But at one point she was my favorite YouTuber, and I would watch her almost every day. And I mainly got hooked, I think, from her spoken word like videos. Those were honestly so amazing to me. And just to understand that before this, like truly pursuing YouTube and things that she wanted to do. She actually wanted to be a lawyer. So I'm excited to dive into that and what made her decide to write a book, do a TED Talk, and do all these things that to a normal person, dare I say, would intimidate them and to scare them. But I think that's exactly why she did them, to overcome those fears. So I'm proud of her. The back says, a raw, honest, and heartfelt poetry collection from Taz Alone for the tough times, the great times, and everything in between. Depressed, but it's fine. Anxious, but it's fine. Heartbroken, but it's fine. When you're ready to embrace how you really feel, I hope this book helps you connect, reflect, and be seen. What matters is that you're here. Maybe we can be fine together. This is honestly so beautiful. I think I started reading it. Yeah, I'm on page 68. I'm on page 68, but like the other book, I took a long hiatus from this, so I probably need to start over from the beginning and just go all the way through then. Next we have Booked by Kwame Alexander. In this book, it's about a soccer player, I believe. Booked. Like lightning, you strike fast and free. Can't nobody stop you. Can't nobody cop you. Nobody can stop Nick Hall. He's a star on the field, cruising in school and getting ready to ask out the girl of his dreams. But then a bombshell announcement shatters his world. Follow Nick's moves in this electric, heartfelt novel in verse that thrills with all the action and emotion of a World Cup match. Okay, I'm interested. This book won a lot of awards, honestly. I'm gonna show y'all the back. It won award after award, it seems. So I'm excited to read this. I got this from the same school that I got this book from. They were giving away books like I told you guys, so I looked over there and got some for free. Now Taz's book, I think I pre-ordered that, and then this I got from a bookstore here, I want to say called Novel, here in Memphis. Now the last one, Poemas de Amor, is from Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda. I bought this in Chile. Okay, when I studied abroad in Chile trying to learn Spanish and staying with the host family and all of that, I have a first video about that experience as well on my channel. I was hearing a lot about Pablo Neruda. I believe we went to a museum that has something to do with him, but I just kept hearing about him and I think I liked him. I think he was cool. I'll have to go back and do like a deep dive on his life and things that he stood for, and I will try to include some of that in this video.
If I can find it, I will put a link down below with the TED Talk that I watched about his life. It was super duper interesting, so I encourage each and every one of you to watch it as well. It talked about how his father disapproved of him being a writer. However, he continued. He also had a mentor, Gabriela Mistral, who also won the Nobel Peace Prize a few years before he ended up winning as well.
What really drew me to him was honestly that he was a poet, and I just have a soft spot for creative writing artists because the words are super duper powerful, and if you can mold them,
If you have the power to mold them, then I believe that you are powerful as well. If you have the power to make words
malleable enough to cause somebody else to think critically, to cause somebody else or to allow somebody else to see into, to step into your shoes and see what you're seeing, then you're powerful. Yes, so we have some sonnets here. I'll show you guys what the index is looking like. This is what the table of context is looking like. So starting out with some sonnets and 20 poems about love and a desperate song. I'm excited to read this. He was in love with somebody. They kept talking about her too. I'll put her name on the screen once I found her.
So Pablo was actually married 3 times, and all of his wives were artists in some form, whether they were painters or, like his third wife, a singer, Matilde, who is also notably known for being his muse for many of his most famous poems.
I think she was an artist as well. And he was he doing activism work? Look, do not quote me. Do not quote me. But he was doing really good, and I really wanted to read this book. Once I finish it, I'll let you guys know what I think. Of course, most of the books that I read, I write it in a detailed review. I won't say detailed because some of them were like a couple sentences, but I tried to write a review for all the books that I read on Storygraph, so you can look me up there. And yeah, have you guys read any of these books? Are there any books on your heart that you would like to share? Books that you would like me to read that really moved you? Let me know down in the comments. As always, grace and peace, peace and mercy, mercy and truth to each and every one of you. And please remember to remain open-hearted, open-handed, and open-minded to love God and others. Have a blessed day.
Good to know you're by my side, holding me up.